welcome back to class. Now today we're going to address why, right? Why do you need to have good credit? See, most people, they get good credit because they're saying, oh yeah, if my credit is good, I get lower interest rates and blah, blah, blah. And, my interest rate will be good for my car that I'm going to buy. And, my mortgage, if I get a mortgage, the interest rate is going to be low. It's always about interest rate, interest rate, interest rate. That's what people are so concerned about, right? To me, I don't let interest rates affect me. And the reason why is because, hear the reason why. So here's my reason why, right? I don't get good credit to buy cars and mortgage. I get credit products are supposed to be used to make you money. And you got to then think that type of way. Now, how do I take my credit from it just being credit to something that's making me money? This is what you got to think about. Like, how can my credit make me money, right? Now, that's my why. Why do I need my credit to be good? Because with good credit, it gets me high limit credit cards. It gets me high limit credit cards, right? But this is what I do with my high limit credit cards. So say I get a $10,000 card, right, from Citi. Great card to get. Citi, let me tell you the best cards to get. Citi, Citizens, and Chase, right? Those three I love. Those are my personal favorites, right? Once my credit is a 720 or above, I go and I apply for those three cards, right? I get those three cards. I have them for 6 months. I go ahead and then I have a business, and then I do the same companies and I get a business card as well. That gives me more money. So I might have 10,000 from all three of those cards, and on the business side, I got another 50, 60,000 combined, right? On the three cards for the business, right? Because I guess another company that's good for business is GM. GM is good. GM will give you up to 50 grand, but it's not right away. They'll just give it to you right away. But they'll start you off 8,000 3 months later, But how you get up there is you got to max out the card, right? And when the card is due, you pay it back in full. The second month, max out the card. When the card is due, you pay it back in full. Third month, max out the card. When the card is due, you pay it back in full. But remember this, though. People have a tendency to, when they get high limit credit cards, like, oh yeah, I'm going to go on vacation. I'm going to pay for this. I'm going to buy all these things. Only spend the amount of money that you use each month. So that way, when you pay it back, it looks like you're extremely responsible and you're making a lot of money. That's how the bank wants to look at you, right? So if I spend $5,000 on this card, and when it's due, I pay the $5,000 back, and I do that for 3 months, I could call them and say, hey, I'm making a big purchase. I need to increase my card. You know what I mean? For a big purchase. I'm going to buy a bit. Doesn't tell them what. I'm just making a big purchase. That's it. I need a good, and you call them. You don't try to do it online. You call them and say, hey, listen, I need to make a big purchase. I need an increase in my credit card. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, it doesn't matter. And then they're going to increase your card. You can increase your card to the levels that you need. Like right now, a lot of people go out here and they buy an existing house, a house that's already there, and right now I live in Fort Lauderdale. So for those of you who are not in Fort Lauderdale or Florida that's watching this video, I live in Fort Lauderdale, right? And the mortgages is down here and the housing price is ridiculous. They're to the moon and back, you know what I mean? Moon and back to the moon again. There's something 2 years ago that was $400,000 is $1 million now. So for me to go and buy that property, it's going to cost me a lot of money. I might not have that, but I can get a lot for $100,000 and build a property on it for $150,000, $200,000, $300,000. And then after the property is done, I live in it for a year and I'll go ahead and sell that shit back for $700,000. 1 year. See how crazy that was? Because the build price of a property is very different from the sale price of the property. So it costs you little to nothing to build a property. You could get away with $200,000 on a 3-2, nice lot, as long as you find a lot at that price. You could get away with that. You could build a whole joint. The interior decorating might be a different cost because you might want stainless steel, furniture and all this other stuff. So the furnishing is very different from the building. So you might want stainless steel, stove, refrigerator, all these different things. So you got to know why you're doing things. So the more you increase your credit levels, you increase it to an amount of different credit products, like your personal credit as well as your business credit. I personally like to use business credit So every 3 months or every 6 months, I call and say I need to make a big purchase for the business. They increase my level. Say they increase me, and I now have $250,000 in business credit. I don't like charge cards and I don't like loans. I'm also okay with revolving line of credit, stuff you could pull from and then make payments on it every month. Sometimes they give you 12 months, 18 months to make the payment, to pay it all off. So if you're giving me 18 months to pay it all off, whatever the interest is, if I'm doing a real estate project and it's going to take me 8 months, then I'm cool with that. I'll use the money off the card, fund the project. When the project is done and get the money back, pay the card back. Shows the bank that I'm responsible, I'm making money. So and then I keep doing my increase, I could increase myself into a millionaire in a couple of years, just off of credit cards, and then keep using the credit cards, because you need large sums of money to do stuff. The small money don't do nothing. You need large sums of money to make things happen. So you got to know your why. Why am I increasing? Why do I need good credit? Not just to buy houses, but I need my good credit to be able to give me the type of credit cards that make it possible for me to invest in things that's going to bring me back income. You get what I mean? Because to start a restaurant, start a nail salon, start a hair, whatever business you're trying to start, you need a decent amount of money. You don't need no 5, 10 grand or $3,000. No, you're going to need 20, 30, 60, 80. So you build your credit to that point, call and keep increasing it, and then use your credit cards to fund the business. And then when your business make money, you pay the card back until you pay it all off. The great thing about credit cards is the flexibility. You could just, if you don't have the money to pay it in full, you can just pay the minimum payment for 6 months until you make your money back to be able to pay it off in full. And then you wait 1 month, and then your credit score is going to go down within those 6 months because you're using a lot of your credit limit. But once you pay it back up, 1 month later, boom, it shoots right back up to 6, 7, 800. Wherever it dropped to, once you pay it all off in full, shoots your credit score all the way back up because you have the history. As long as you pay the minimum payments every month, you're not showing that you're irresponsible, you're not paying your debt on time, stuff like that. So you got to know why. You got to say to yourself, am I just getting my credit good for me to rent a freaking car? No, you don't use your good credit to do anything other than to help to get money, to make more money. That is what credit should be used for. For anybody else who is using it in any other way, stop it. Stop it right now. Stop it right now. Build your credit, get money, and make more money with it. So you don't have to go around looking for family members and people to borrow money from. Borrow it from your damn self. Because you have the credit. The banks give you the money to do what you need to do. And try to stay away from those weekly loan things. They're not good. They're not good at all. A lot of people, they're desperate and all this other stuff. Once you maintain your stuff off rip and you do good with it along the way, you'd never have to turn to that. Yeah, we're going to put a lot of people out of business, but I don't care because they mess you up. I like monthly payments. You know what I'm saying? Those are great. Get monthly payments on anything, you're okay. Because it gives you enough time. It's the same thing with your credit card. It gives you enough time to do what you need to do, use the money to make the money, make things work, and then pay it back. Versus every week, you got 2-3 grand coming out of your account. You might need that $2,000-$3,000 to do something. And you might need 2 weeks to get something done for you to get that money back to do what you need to do. So I suggest always credit cards. And when you use your credit cards, know the reason why. And your reason why should not be just to get a car or rent an apartment. It should be, how can I maximize on this, get a lot of money, so I can invest in things that will make me back more money. Anyway, that was today's lesson. I hope you got it. And today's lesson is why? Why? Why?